Hello guys, I hope you are doing very great today. Today we working on this very topic, how to cut a straight dart blouse. But before we start, we have to first look at our measurements. Okay, we have our shoulder here, which is 14 inches. We have the round bust, which is 34 inches. We have the waistline, which is 15 inches. We also have the round waist, which is 30 inches. We have the blouse length, which is 23 inches. The blouse hip, which is 36 inches. And the bust line, which is 9 inches. Okay, so for us to cut any dress, the first thing we need to do is what? To fold our fabric. Now in this case, we'll be folding with the highest circumference. Do you understand? So on this very measurement now, the highest circumference here is what? 36 inches. Firstly, we'll be dividing by 4. We divide our 36 by 4, which is 36 divided by 4 is what? 9 inches. Now for us to fold our fabric, we measure out the 9 inches. Look at it here, measure it out and add extra 5 inches to it. Do you understand? Add extra. The 5 inches is for what? Allowance, the body allowance and the rest. So we are still going to use the same 5 inches both on front and the back. Now after you finish measuring, just mark it out down. Then next thing you do is what? You fold. Okay, now we finish folding. The next step to take is what? Mark out your measurement points. Now in this case, our measurement points are shoulder, bust line, the waistline and the blouse length. Okay, let's mark it out. So from here, from the shoulder line, we have our bust line, which is what? 9 inches. This is our bust line. Also mark the same thing here. While we are having this double marking, it's just for us to get a very straight line. Look at it. So after you finish marking this one, next thing you need to do is what? Join it with what? A straight rule. Okay. Also do the same thing at the waistline. Mark out your waistline, which in this case our waistline is what? 15 inches. Mark it out. Then take your rule and the rule straight. Okay, the same thing on the blouse length. The blouse length here is what? 23. And we also have what? 1 inch allowance. So you have to join them out, Lord, with your what? Stretch rule. Okay, let's do that. Okay, now you finish marking out your measurement points. As you can see, this one is the what? Bust line. This one is the what? Waistline. This one is the blouse length. And this one is the what? Allowance. Now you finish marking out the measurement points. Next thing you need to do is what? Mark out your neck. Now in order to construct a neck, please, we need this horizontal and vertical line. We need this, it's called a neck block. Do you understand? So now, first of all, you get your what? Neck width. Whatever neck width you want to use, but for the sake of this very class, our neck width is going to be what? 3 inches. 3 inches in the sense that when you expand it, it will become what? 6 inches. Okay, now mark out your neck width. After you finish marking it out, mark out your neck depth. The neck depth that we'll be using here is what? 5 inches. Are you seeing it? Okay. So now you've marked out the neck width. Take your rule it straight. Also rule this one straight. Now you have this neck block. So after getting this neck block, next thing you have to do is what? Draw the curve. But for me, I don't just draw the curve. I always like to use a guide. Now for my guide, diagonally I measure out what? 1 inch. Look at it. Diagonally I measure out what? 1 inch. Then I now draw my neck curve. You can draw this neck curve either with your neck curve, that is like a French curve, or you use a freehand sketch. Okay, now let me use freehand. Okay, now we are done with the neck. Now after you are done with the neck, next thing you need to do is what? Mark out your armhole length. But before you mark out your armhole length, you first of all need to mark out your what? Shoulder. Your shoulder. Okay, now the shoulder here is what? 14 inches. Now divide your 14 by 2. What are we going to have? 7 inches. Now you mark out your 7 inches from here. Place your tape like this. mark what? 7 inches. Now add extra half inch to it, that is what? Seam allowance. Now you've gotten your 7 inches. All you have to do is what? From this very point, this is to obtain this slant form on the shoulder. For you to slant your shoulder, our shoulder, no shoulder is straight. Do you understand? Shoulder is always slant. So for you to slant your shoulder, from this very point, all you have to do is what? Slant with what? 1 inch. Mark out your 1 inch. So at this very point, join it to this very point in order to get your shoulder slant. Join it and mark. Okay, now we are done with our shoulder slant. Next thing you need to mark out is the armhole length. Now to mark out the armhole length, please, we have different methods of getting armhole length, but the very method which I'm using is what? Whatever you use on the shoulder, also use it as your what? Armhole length. If you look at it now, our shoulder was what? Our shoulder is what? 14 inches divided by 2, that is 7 inches. So for me, I'm going to use what? 7 inches. Mark out 7 inches. As we all know, we have different formulas in order to get the armhole length. One of the formulas are whatever that is your round bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. That is also a formula to get the armhole length. Then if you check it, you also see that it is almost the same thing as this. But for me, like I said, I use whatever I get on the shoulder. If my shoulder is 16, obviously my armhole length is going to be what? 8 inches. That is what I use. It works for me. Okay, now after you finish marking it down, all you need to do is what? Work with your stretch rule. Take your stretch rule, connect. Now after you finish connecting here, next thing you need to do is to what? Mark out your what? Armhole base. This your armhole base is more like a guide. It doesn't have where you will stop or where you won't stop. If you like, you can take it down here. Do you understand? Okay. Now after this very stage, next thing is what? To cover to the armhole. To add the what? Armhole curve. Now in order for you to put the armhole curve, look at exactly what we did here. I use this whenever I want to curve anything. I usually use this my diagonal 1 inch guide. Do you understand? So that is the same thing I'm going to do here. So from here, mark out 1 inch diagonally. Okay, we are not done. So next thing we are going to do is what? Mark out what we call armhole effect. Now armhole effect is that effect that after you finish making a cloth, if you apply it on a cloth, there won't be excess puff around the armhole region. Do you understand? Okay, so for us to apply it, since we have 7 inches here, all you need to do is what? Divide it by 2, that is what? 3.5. Mark it out. Then after marking it out, from here, step back by ½ inch and mark. So next thing to do is what? Join from here down towards the side to get your armhole curve. Okay, now let's join. Please note, this armhole curve is only done in front. You don't apply it at the back. At the back, please, you just mark directly from here, then curve. That is how we apply it at the back. Please, there is no armhole effect at the back. It's only applied at the front. Okay, now we are done with our armhole. Next thing is what? We are going to put in our body measurement. Okay, now let's look at our measurement. Remember, we have our bust, which is what? 34. So you are going to divide by 4. 34 divided by 4 is going to give us what? 8.5 inches. So mark out your 8.5 inches. Look at it here. Mark it out. Please add extra 2 to 3 inches allowance. For me, I'm going to use extra 2 inches body allowance. Okay. Then now put your 2 inches body allowance. Okay. Now on the waistline, put the waist measurement. The waist here is 30 inches divided by 4, which is going to give us 7.5. Now mark out your 7.5. Also, make sure you still put your 2 inches body allowance. Please do the same thing at the blouse zip side. The blouse zip here is what? 36 inches. 36 divided by 4 is going to give us what? 9 inches. Mark out your 9 inches. Make sure you add your what? Extra 2 inches allowance. Okay, now we've gotten all these points. All we need to do is what? Use our ruler and join the points together to get the body shape. Okay. Okay, now we've gotten almost everything, but still remaining one thing. Remember I said what we are doing here is what? A straight dart blouse, simple bodice. Okay, now we are not going to apply the dart. For us to apply the dart, we need what we call the bust apart. The bust apart is the distance between the left bust to the right bust, vice versa. Do you understand? We can also call it what? Nipple to nipple. So we have a chart for this bust apart, but for the bust of 34 inches, we are going to be using 7 inches. So for that 7 inches, since we are folding our material into 2, we are also going to divide the 7 into 2. That will give us what? 3.5. So from the bust line, mark out 3.5 inches. Okay, please take the line down to the hip line. Take that same 3.5 down to the what? Hip line. Now connect. Okay, we are getting there. So next thing is to what? Apply the dart. To apply the dart, please note, this is a tip. Dart starts at where? 1 inch below the bust point and ends at where? 2 inches above the hip line. Please note that, it's very, very important. That starts from 1 inch below the bust point and ends at where? 2 inches above the hip line. Okay, now let's start our dart. From here, 1 inch below the bust point, mark. 2 inches above the hip line, mark. Okay, then at this very region, all you have to do is to place your tape like this, mark out ½ inch from this center down to here, and also mark out ½ inch from this center down to here. Now as you can see, we have this point, this point, this point, and this point. So all we have to do is now join them together to get your straight dart. Okay, so this is how to get your straight dart, as simple as that. Okay, now there's still something remaining on this blouse. Sometimes most people don't like the down part of their blouse to be straight like this. They like it to have, as in they always want it to have this curve. Do you understand? So for us to apply this curve, all we have to do is what? From here, it depends on how you want the curve to be. Do you understand? For me, I usually use 1 inch. Look at it, at this very 1 inch, mark it out. Then all you have to do is what? Curve it with a curve or freehand. Just curve it down to here, just have done. Okay, now we are done with the front part of the straight dart blouse. We are totally done. Now it now depends if you want to it now depends if you need your blouse to have this what we call bust dart or side dart. Do you understand? Now see what I'm saying. Sometimes you see this type of dart that is on clothes that usually starts from here, something like this. Do you understand? It's called a what? Bust dart. You can also call it a bust dart. So many people call it different things. Yes. Okay, now for you to apply this dart, how do you apply it? Now look at this. From here, remember this one we applied it by from here, step down with 1 inch. Now this one, now we are going to apply it like this. From here, step back with what? 1 inch, mark it. Okay, now at this very point, as you can see the distance from bust to waistline, now divided by 2. Now what do we have in total? We have 6 inches divided by 2. Now mark it out. Now you finish marking it out, join this one to this one. Okay, now you've joined it. Now apply the dart properly. To apply the dart properly, from here mark out what? ½ inch. And also from here mark out what? ½ inch. Now join. Please, this side dart is not compulsory. That is for those that really want to effect it. You can just do it like this. This is how to get the side dart. Are you saying it? Okay. Now, but note, if you are using this side dart, all you have to know is that the total length of this blouse is not supposed to be like this. Remember, when you couple, as in when you sew out this very part, you notice that this part is going to go up. So in that case, since we removed 1 inch from here, all you have to do is what? That is if you are putting this side dart, all you have to do is what? Add extra 1 inch to this load from here. Look at it. When you add extra 1 inch, from here, just connect it down to here. so that this is the reason for doing this thing is so that after you finish coupling this particular part, that means you've removed 1 inch. This 1 inch is going to do what? Replace it back. So obviously this is how to apply a side dart. Now I'm still going over to for those that want to make a princess dart with this same very blouse. If you want a princess dart, there is no two ways about it. It's very, very simple. All you have to do is what? You see at this very middle point, just connect it to this point. That is a what? Princess dart. Now let me apply it. From this very point, connect it down to this point. Simply you've gotten your what? Princess dart. Okay, so I think with this explanation you can be able to cut a straight dart blouse, princess dart blouse, or straight dart or princess dart blouse with a what? Bust dart. So if you have any question on this very blouse, all you have to do is what? Go down to the comment section below and comment. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you very much.